So, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, participants to the webinar. Welcome to the launch of the Kiwi Scripter 2012, the new version. At the same time, we are launching the Kiwi Octar company, which is now branding and marketing the Kiwi Scripter product. So, just a quick look at the agenda. We will have now done the welcoming, but we will do a very quick brief and then quick introduction of the company, ClickView Scripter introduction, then Jason Coggan will show us a quick demo of the product, and then we'll do a quick benefits recap and open up the session for a Q&A. So feel free to type in your questions at any time. We'll be addressing them at the end of the session. So just a brief, this is the launch of the ClickView Scripter or Kiwi Scripter 2012. Please note that keep your questions, in the chat box, and the webinar will be recorded and posted to our website. And any subsequent questions, please email our support. ClickView Octar company is mutually owned by QSGen, the technology company, and Modernizing Management. At the moment, we have offices in Johannesburg, Hong Kong, and Geneva. The product, we have a personalized version, the same way as you have a ClickView personal edition, and then of course we have the licensed product version, which you can purchase from our online shop. But by downloading the personal edition, which is limited to 5 mappings, you automatically can use that one to start working with. So in terms of support, the general support we are providing out of South Africa at this point, the forum is quite active on our website. And of course, there is the online help and collateral that we have in the website of the ever registered as well. Customer support generally will be provided via the partners. Our partner kickoff or recruitment kickoff will start in April, so we are actively recruiting partners from April internationally. We will be generating new training clips. We will be recording more of these type of sessions where we will provide the training and how-tos to the customers, our online forum, as I said, and then you will be able to purchase also individual online training sessions from the online store. And then of course we are providing services, training and support services to our partners as well. So the only introduction I really need to do for the product is, for those of you who don't know the product yet, basically it's specializing in the data application side of the ClickView Business Intelligence product. So in ClickView you first create your scripts, which you need to write manually. So if you're not a scripter, it's a major problem. And so once you have then written your script, ClickView will automatically generate your data schema for you, as you can see there on the right hand side. The Kiwi Scripter works the opposite way. You visually create the data schema, and then the scripter will automatically write the ClickView script necessary to associate the data for you. So without further ado, I hand you over to Jason, who will then do the demo for us. Hi there everybody, so I'll be showing you the demo of Kiwi Scripter, and what you see straight away in the beginning as you open the application is you'll get a list of all your previous projects that you've been working on, as well as you can create a new project from here, or if you've got a project open, then you can continue with it with your project tab on top. So I'm going to open up the demo project I have for today. Okay. And as you see, I have a basic mapping already laid out here by default. And later on in the demonstration, I'm going to show you how we're going to pull in extra Excel files, inline mappings, and some extra tables from the database itself. So to start off with, you're going to start every new project from your connections window, because now you want to create a connection to any of your sources, be it OLEDB, ODBC, or a standard Excel file that stays in the same location and is updated and not renamed either, with multiple sheets in it. So as you can see, we have a Northwind connection here, and then we have two connections to Excel files. And any connection can be made as long as you have the OLEDB or ODBC driver installed on your machine. So I'm going to hit save here. And then what you get from your connections tab here on the top right is you get a drop down to your connections. So I'm going to choose the Northwind SQLite one. And straight away you'll see all the tables and views available from that database that you can now pull in. And as an example, I'm going to open up the order ID, order details table here, and you want to now bring in another table. So I'm going to bring order details in. And what you'll see is automatically QVScripter goes and finds all the same dimension names as there are between two tables, and it will create this automatic link for you. But as with the ClickView way, you only want the one key ID per two tables. So in other words, in order to remove those, all you need to do is just right-click on your connectors and say delete. And as you are doing this, it's writing the script in the background for you the whole time, which will then be compiled into ClickView. And in another instance, you might bring in two tables that where the names are not the same between the two. And in order to create that join between the two tables, we have a connector button here on top. And I'm just, for the demo purposes, going to go and connect my unit price field with my discounts field. And what you'll see is a pop-up giving you the option to choose a name from either table, or you can also assign a new name as well. And then it will rename those fields. So I'm going to type here a new name and say OK. And as you'll see, it will then rename two fields to that new name that you've given it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete this table because we're not going to need it for now. So what you have on the right hand side is then the tables for all your database connections, all the views, and then we have the extra side here being the mappings library. This allows you to bring in any ETL mapping, OLEDB, ODBC, Excel, custom ClickView. So if you have a ClickView script that you would like to bring in as a table, that can be used. Any inline, resident loads, QVD loads, delimited files, so CSVs, things like that, and you can also auto-generate tables as well. What we have on the ETL side, what you'll see is, for example, the calendar table is generated through an ETL script. So I'm going to go and edit the mapping of that. And there you'll see a sample ETL script from start to finish. And then obviously with your ETL script you have all these options here on the right hand side. So you can say for basic instructions, table related, script controls, and every option that you have available here, when you hover on top of it, you'll get an example and a brief description of that ETL load itself. So for an example, this generate a calendar table is just a text field. So I'm going to scroll down here and look for my remark field. I click, I drag it, drop it, and then I double click to edit it, and my remark is end of calendar creation. And as you'll see, then it will add my message there at the bottom as well. The nice thing that's also been created, if you have an ETL script that is used multiple times, there's a library section with a snippets library at the end. And at the moment I have a calendar, a president, and the US states. So these are ETL scripts that we can save. As you can see up here, we have the create user library snippet. And also on the website then we'll have a central location where you can download these multiple snippets that you come up with, or you can share your snippets on the website just to make life easier when mapping in QlikView. And the idea is if I drag and drop, then I get my snippet ETL. So as you can see, it's the same as my current calendar one here above. Okay? You'll get your resulting table to show you what you're doing, and from anywhere here you can also generate a QVD for each table. So if you have a table with a large amount of data, you can tell it first to generate the QVD for you and then load from that QVD. You have your QlikView script, so you can see in the end what your resulting QlikView script is going to look like. And then for any dependencies, for example, resident loads, so if you need to load data from your customers table first before you can run your ETL or resident load, then you can say that your dependency is customers. Okay. So I'm going to show you an example of what the script looks like now exported into QlikView, and then afterwards we're going to add some extra mappings to come up with a more complete model. So when you've done mapping your schema, you go to the scripts button, you create a script name, and as you can see here, you can have multiple scripts per schema. So you could create a full schema linking across 15 tables, but only required to use 3 tables per model that you build, which is a nice central place for it then. We give the script a name. We can generate the username and password for it. We can already attach it to a QlikView model, or you can create a brand new model. So as you type the name in, then it will generate the model for you. If you have any QVD loads, you can load from the QVD files. If you have any include files or variables, you can also place your variables in separate files. And if your script is one that generates your QVDs, then you can generate your QVD generators, and you can also reload your QVD generators. So once I've moved all my unselected mappings into my script mappings, I just say create and update script. And then it will open up QlikView for me. And now you will see then your QlikView script. So it starts off with your connection string and any variables that you've set, and then now it's split every table into a nice tab to keep everything clean and consistent, as you can see here. And then this is everything that I've done in my mappings, and now I can hit reload.